November 17th, 1558. Elizabeth, daughter of King Henry VIII, becomes queen and reestablishes the Protestant Church in England. On April 23rd, 1564, William Shakespeare is born. 3 days later, on April 26th, William was baptized in the Holy Trinity Church in Stratford-upon-Avon. In 1566, rebellion in Spain. Theater begins to rise in popularity in London with the opening of the Red Lion in 1567. September 4th, 1568, William's father, John Shakespeare, is elected as bailiff, which is equivalent to mayor in today's times. On November 27, 1582, a marriage license is issued for William and Anne, although there is some controversy over the names on the license. On May 26, 1583, Susanna Shakespeare, William and Anne's first daughter, is baptized. Later, February 2, 1585, William and Anne baptized their twins, Hamnet and Judith Shakespeare. In 1587, Mary, Queen of Scots, is beheaded. Also, the star actor of the Queen's Men acting troupe is murdered, and most likely William joins the troupe afterwards. Meanwhile, in 1588, the Spanish Armada has come to English shores, but the English are victorious. In the years 1590 to 1592, Shakespeare writes parts 1, 2, and 3 of Henry VI, first with part 2, then 3, and finishing with part 1. In 1592 through 1593, Richard III is written, as well as a comedy of errors. Theaters are closed in 1593 due to the spread of the bubonic plague, or the Black Plague. Also in 1593, Venus and Adonis is written. In the same year, Christopher Marlowe, a spy, is killed. In 1593 to 1594, Titus Andronicus, The Taming of the Shrew, and The Rape of Lucrece are written. Also, The Comedy of Errors is confirmed to be performed. In 1594 to 1595, Two Gentlemen of Verona, Love's Labour's Lost, and Romeo and Juliet are written. In 1595 to 1596, Richard II and A Midsummer Night's Dream are written. Sadly, later in 1596, on August 11th, William buries his son Hamnet. Later that same year, on October 20th, William helps his father John be granted a coat of arms. In 1596 to 1597, King John was written, as well as The Merchant of Venice. William decides he needs a new house for his family and buys a very large place in Stratford, the second largest in town, in 1597. Henry IV parts 1 and 2 are written in 1597 through 1598. In 1598 through 1599, Much Ado About Nothing and Henry V are written. 1599 is a wonderful year for the theater. The Globe Theater is opened. Julius Caesar, As You Like It, and Twelfth Night are written in 1599 through 1600. In 1600 to 1601, The Merry Wives of Windsor and Hamlet are written. Sadly, on September 8, 1601, John Shakespeare is buried. In 1601 through 1602, Troilus and Cressida are written. Shakespeare buys a large sum of land in Stratford. In 1602 through 1603, All's Well That Ends Well is written. The first printing of Hamlet is in the year 1603. In that same year, on March 24th, Queen Elizabeth dies, and the king orders Shakespeare's acting troupe to be the King's Men. Othello and Measure for Measure are written and first performed in 1604. King Lear and Macbeth are written in 1605 through 1606. Shakespeare's first daughter, Susanna, is married to Dr. John Hall on June 5, 1607. In 1606 through 1608, Antony and Cleopatra, Coriolanus, and Timon of Athens are written. In 1608, William's daughter Susanna and her husband John welcome Elizabeth Shakespeare, who was baptized on February 21st. But sadly, later that year on September 9th, William's mother Mary Shakespeare is buried. In 1608, the King's Men buy the Blackfriars Theatre. In 1609, Shakespeare's sonnets are published, and Cymbeline is written. The Winter's Tale is written in the following year of 1611. Also, in the same year, The Winter's Tale, Macbeth, Cymbeline, and The Tempest have their first recorded performances. In 1612 through 1613, Henry VIII and the Two Noble Kinsmen are written. Summer in 1613, on June 29th, the Globe Theatre burns. But the next year in 1614, the Globe Theatre is rebuilt. In 1616, early in the year, William's daughter Judith marries Thomas Quiney on February 10th. The end is near for William. On March 25th, 1616, he signs his will. Almost a month later, on April 23rd, William dies, and is buried 2 days later on April 25th.